Good morning and welcome back to the Threads Podcast. This is episode number 10 and I am Stacy, your host, coming to you from the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. It is about 7:45 in the morning on Thursday the 10th of August. And this is my only chance to podcast this week, so I figured I'd just get right into it. I am drinking some wonderful black coffee out of my favorite mug. And yeah, so we'll just get right into it. I've been working with my husband a ton, so I don't have a lot of knitting progress to show you, but I do have some fun things to show you that I picked up at a rummage sale that a local hall does yearly, so I have a lot of that. And I'll show you what I've been working on. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Stacy Lee, and you can find my hand-dyed yarn company on, not Ravelry, on Instagram and Etsy as Twisted Threads Yarn. We also, for this podcast, have a Ravelry group. I cannot speak this morning, I'm sorry. That is under the Twisted Threads Podcast, and I have a introduce yourself thread where you can introduce yourself, tell me a little bit about yourself. Oh my gosh, still can't speak. And yeah, I just love reading those and seeing where you're from and, you know, learn a little bit about you since you know a little bit about me. And yeah, so that's where you can find me. I will just get right into what I've been knitting. I actually kind of sort of have a finished object. I have not woven in any ends, but this is something you haven't seen before, and I just needed a quick little project, something mindless. So I have a hat. And let's see, there we go. So it's just a hat with a waffle pattern on it. There we go. You can see that. And I did have intentions of making this for my husband. It is a little bit too short, and I don't have enough yarn to make it the length that he needs, so it's mine. It fits me perfectly. So if I'm not wearing a slouchy hat, this is exactly how I want my beanies to fit. And I didn't use a pattern, I just cast on, I believe, 96 stitches and did a 2x2 rib for 10 rows, and then alternated every 2 rows between knit purl for 2 rows and then knit 2 rows. And then when it came down to the decreases, it's not the best waffle pattern up there, but it kind of, wow, you just can't see anything with this yarn. That's a little bit better, you can kind of see. I alternated decreasing knits and purls, so it still kind of stayed waffly, but not at the very tip top. I just gave up. But the yarn is Quince & Company Lark in Slate, and it's this really pretty kind of cool, say it's like a dark blue-gray, and I thought it was perfect for my husband, but I only bought a 50-gram skein, and to buy 2 50-gram skeins to get a hat for him would leave me with not enough to make a hat for myself or anything out of that second skein, so that's okay. For future reference, I know that I can get a hat out of 150-gram skein of Quince & Company Lark. And yeah, I love it. It was quick, it was easy. I think I finished it in like a day. I just needed something mindless and fun so I could relax over the weekend. So that's pretty much done. I just have to weave the ends in. I have been working on my socks. These are the Daphne Socks by Cookie A. And I was hoping that when I podcasted, these would be done, but I've been so busy that I haven't had a chance. I have worked on them some though. So this is still the one single finished sock, the loner sock. And last time you saw this other sock, it was probably about this long. So I have finished the leg and I just turned the heel. So it's getting there. I wanted to be on the foot, but I've found that when I get home from working with my husband, he does land clearing and construction, and right now they're working on a 123-acre land clearing job. So what they pretty much do is they take your land and they bring it up to fire code. So they cut out a lot of the undergrowth, take out all the dead trees, clean up all of the sticks and brush and everything off of the ground. And I've been helping them cut down trees and pick up the sticks and make piles, and they take it away in the heavy equipment, and it's really exhausting. And knitting lace that's not a repeatable lace, it's different every row, is not what I've been wanting to come home and think about. Just kind of want something mindless like the hat. So, but I did get the heel turn in. Yay. And this is Barocco Ultra Alpaca. And I really like the color. It's really summery to me. But eventually these will get done. And these are housed in my Twisted Threads project bag. This is just a kind of, I don't know, prototype one that I've made. It's got a pocket on the outside that, oh, I have headphones in. Look at that. And yeah, I am knitting those on size zeros with the Knit Pro carbons. And I really like those needles so far. I've purchased them at my local yarn shop and immediately cast these socks on with the yarn. And I like how they've been going. They're grabbier than solid metal needles and not quite as grabby as wood. And I really like that so far. So yeah, if you hear anything weird, Dixie, one of my dogs, not that one, but she's on the floor and she's scratching her back. So she's being a little funny right now. Let me get some more coffee. Alright, so another project that you've seen is in my Lone Larch project bag. And it is my flea cardigan. And I am knitting this for the knit along that Kristen of the Yarngasm podcast and Ellie of Skiing Deer podcast have been hosting. And yeah, I've gotten some progress done on this. It's gonna look weird because I have a lot of shaping in it, so it kind of goes like that really drastically, but it fits me perfectly, so you'll see what I mean when I hold it up. But as you can see, I have started a sleeve, which means the body is done. Haha! Yay! I finished the body. I was right where that little otter is last time I podcasted, so about a week and a half ago. I have since finished the body. There's probably, I don't know, 3 inches more of the flea pattern and then the final pattern down here. I did not go down a needle size to a 1.5 for the ribbing. I made this sweater longer than what the pattern calls for, so I didn't really want it to cinch in super tight around my hips where I have it ending. So I stayed with the 2.5s, and because this is knit on pretty small needles to begin with, it's a pretty tight gauge, I think it looks just fine. And I'm going to do that for the sleeves as well. I don't need them to be super cinched in. But yeah, so I am loving it. Sleeves, I just started. I did work on them a little bit yesterday when I got home, and they are flying by, so I hope that I can at least have a sleeve done this week. She's scratching her back again if you hear anything weird. But yeah, so again, if you haven't heard me talk about this before, I'm knitting this sweater mostly on mostly with Quince and Company yarn. The exception is the kind of cream color in here, the fleece, and the ribbing. That is Cascade Heritage Silk, and the rest is all Quince and Company. The colorwork section is Quince and Company Finch, and the main body is Quince and Company Tern. And I'm knitting this on some Addy needles. They're size US 2.5s, which are, ooh, I don't know that one. It doesn't tell me. 3mm. It's super tiny. 3mm needles. But yeah, I am loving it. It fits, I've tried it on, and it fits perfectly, exactly the way that I want it. And so I'm hoping after I steek it, which I have to steek something. I'm a little nervous for that, but I'm hoping after I steek it, and put the button bands in, it will continue to fit just like this. So I love it, and I'm really hoping that I have it done soon. I'm gonna leave it out so I work on it. Actually, I should finish those socks, but this is a little more mindless. I can handle this and just remembering to put the fleas in and do some decreases, whereas the socks and having to stare at a pattern that's not repeating itself but close, and then trying to remember what row I'm on is a little more difficult. So that is Flea Cardigan in my Lone Larch bag. My next project is something you haven't seen, and it's just another hat. This is for my husband. This I am knitting out of some Madeline Tosh. Really can't see. The dark colors, this is horrible. There we go. The top part up here is pretty exact, true to color. This is Georgia O'Keeffe in her DK. I don't know if I have the ball band. Let me look, hold on. Time out. Is this it? Yes, it is. DK Twist. And yeah, so I'm making a waffle hat again. I don't use a pattern for it, but hey, Dixie. Shh. This is it so far. I'm just working on the ribbing. And these are 100-gram skeins, so I can make this as long as he wants. Sorry about that. Somebody drove by with a really squeaky vehicle and it set my dogs off for a second there. So now that I am fueled by some more coffee, and we can get right back into what I was talking about. My husband's hat. So Madeline Tosh, DK Twist, Georgia O'Keeffe. I'm not using a pattern. I'm just doing 10 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, which I'm working on right now, and then I'm doing 2 rows of knits and then 2 rows of knit 2 purl 2 as a waffle pattern all the way up until I decrease. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do the decreases on this one. Probably just do the same thing, maybe pay a little bit more attention to it so it waffles a little bit higher up, but we'll see. It is the top of his head, and he's almost 6 feet tall, so if anybody's looking at the top of his head and going, wow, those decreases look horrible, we got a problem. But yeah, I'm knitting these on US size 6 needles. They are my Tiagu interchangeables. I think they're my 6s. Hang tight. 6, yes, 4mm needles. And yeah, I am making this slightly larger than the hat that I made for myself because this is DK weight. I am putting on more stitches, so this is 112 stitches, I believe. And it should fit him perfectly. I made a hat for him, a waffle hat for him out of Madeline Tosh last year, and he lost it. So I don't know why I'm making him a Madeline Tosh hat again this year, but I love Madeline Tosh. And some of these colors, just, he has green eyes, so he just looks so good in them. Ah! We almost lost you. I almost lost you. My camera is on this, like, super cheap tripod that I bought off of Amazon. So I set my yarn down on the table right there, and it, as you saw, almost toppled you over. Alright, I have one more project to show you. I have not worked on my small cardigan at all because I was trying to finish my socks, and then I was trying to work on my flea cardigan. So, no small this week. And that should go fast since it's on 4s. It's pretty mindless too, so I don't know why I'm not working on it, but I just want all of the other things that have been on the needles longer to be finished. But what I have to show you is a new cast on, and it is for Jacqueline Salem of the Brooklyn Knit Folks Hipster Cow. And this is the High Country Circle shawl, or pie shawl, or blanket, or whatever in its ginormousness. And I did mention last time that it was all lace. It does have cabling in it, as I have since learned. And it's going to look just weird because I have it on some needles. Of course I have it on some needles, but I have it... Actually, it's not that bad. But it's not blocked, so it looks kind of lumpy. But this is what I have so far. There we go. That looks a little bit better all stretched out. And I love it. I've never knit a pie shawl. And it is so much fun. Now I have like 400 stitches on these needles, so it's a little long, and this is all lace again. I lied to you, I have one more project after this. And this is all lace, so I have not worked on it in a few days because it is not mindless in the slightest. But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm knitting this out of dropping stitches. Hang tight. Whew. Alright. I am knitting this out of Juniper Moon, not Blue Moon. Juniper Moon Fiber Arts, or Juniper Moon Farm, not Blue Moon Fiber Arts. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. Can't think either. Juniper Moon Farm Findlay, which is a 50% merino wool and mulberry silk blend, 50-50. That is what the tag looks like. This is in the color, is it gonna tell me? It says 25. I think it's like Dove, I want to say. I want to say it's Dove. But this is it. This is the yarn, and I love it. It is just kind of this, it's a really beautiful color. And I wish I could, well, I totally could knit this in white, but there would be a lot of dirt on it. So this color I feel is going to hold up a little bit better and not show the dust from my dogs in the house and whatnot. It'll be a little bit easier to hide some dirt in. So yeah, that is my High Country Circle shawl, and I'm loving it when I have the brain space to work on that. Lastly, I have one more project, which I've done a few rows on. This is my understoried wrap slash scarf slash in between. Let me get the main pattern page. So here it is. And I've added a few more repeats. And this is knit on the bias, so it kind of looks weird right now. There it is. And this, again, is lace. All lace. Which I am almost to a kind of mindless lace section, so I'm super excited for that. I might put some work in on this so I have the more mindless lace to go back to when I get home from helping my husband. But it's going well. I think I had about 6 repeats. I'm showing you the wrong side. Oh, there we go. I think I had about 6 repeats last time I showed you, and I want to say I'm at 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've done 10. So, think I have 12 to do, which is the length of the wrap. And this I'm actually knitting, I did one more repeat larger than the scarf because I don't have enough yardage for the entire wrap. So it's going to be a little wider than the scarf, but the length of the wrap, because I like long, cozy things, and I like them to be a little, if it's around my neck, I like it to be at least that wide. So about 10 inches wide at least. But I don't necessarily need the wrap thickness. Width, wrap, width. That's hard to say. But yeah, so I am knitting these on size 3 Addy Turbos, I believe. I know they're size 3 Addies. I think they're turbos. And only because I did not have a spare set of size 4s, which is what the pattern called for. So much fun. This is Sweet Sparrow yarns in her Sage colorway. I know it's the 50% merino wool, 50% silk blend. I don't know what the name of that is, but it is so soft. So soft. Compared it to the Juniper Moon Farm, this is like buttered kittens soft. And that is soft, but it is not as soft as this. So it's just so nice to knit with. And yeah, so that's all of my knitting that I've been working on, which is actually, I guess, a fair amount for the amount of work that I've been doing. We've been doing 8 to 9 hour days, and it is exhausting. Hence the binge drinking coffee right now. He's snoring. So, what I wanted to share with you guys was a little bit of a haul of craft stuff. And typically I don't share this sort of stuff as like what I've purchased for this week, but I got some really cool stuff. And this rummage sale is really, really, really inexpensive, and I would have never thought that they would have had this much stuff, the amount of crafting supplies that they had. But I mean, it makes sense because people will donate all year, and it's kind of sad, but like if they have a family member that passes away that does crafting, they donate it to this haul, which then will go through it and they'll, resell it, and all of the proceeds go to like the Girl Scouts in the area and the hall and the Quilters Society that's in the area. So it's really awesome. And I went on Sunday, which is buy one get one free. It's 50% off day. Yeah, buy one get one free, or everything's half off. And I did a little bit of damage, but in the end I spent $18. So you should see the box that I have. I'm going to attempt to show you this giant box. That is full of $18 worth of crafting supplies. So I'm just going to kind of show you quickly a little bit of what I got. I got some really cool vintage pattern books, a lot of fabric, where the fabric, it was $1 a yard. So some cuts are a couple dollars, and then everything was half off of the prices that are shown. So I will show you the knitting stuff first, so if you don't want to see any fabric or anything like that, you can skip that section. So first off, I'll show you the pattern books, which I got all of these for $0.25 each, 25 cents each, I think. Actually, I bought so many of them, the guy felt bad because they weren't like paperback book thickness, so I think he gave me a deal. But this is the first one, and it's just a children's pattern book. There's some really, really cute things in here. Let me see if I can find. I just need to start finding friends who have babies I can knit stuff like that for. Oh my goodness, they're just so cute. So that's the first one. This next one is another pattern book. I think this one was from the 70s. I think it was like 73. I believe this pattern book was from 1957. Yeah, 57. So I think they're just so awesome. This I believe was from 73. Nope, 63, 1963. So I really like this. That's what sold me. Let me show you, and then this right there is really nice too. But these are a little fancier, a little more in depth. They're like coats and this top is pretty nice as well. But for a quarter or less than a quarter, I just can't say no. Then I have this one, which I think this one might have been this one's 73, 74. And I bought it solely for this. I love this. But there are a ton of patterns in here. And there's some crochet as well. I actually really like this cabled pattern as well. It looks like it'd be really fun to do. And this next one, this is 1975. And then I have another kids book, which is another, I think this one is 1977. But aren't they just adorable? There's snow knitting patterns on the front, but she's just so cute. So that, and then this last one is, this one has some interesting things in it, like they have patterns for crocheted shoes. But I really liked this bobble hat pattern, so, and it has matching mittens, so I bought it. So those were all of the books that I have acquired. Now on to some yarny goodness. This is actually some Red Heart yarn, which has been well loved, but it's 100% wool. So I was thinking felted slippers or something like that. My husband asked for a pair of slippers for Christmas, so I think this is probably plenty. And it's just kind of a heathered green, and I really liked it. And then I have 2 bags of sock yarn, which is super awesome. This entire bag was $1. So this entire bag was 50 cents. And these are the 2 yarns that were in it. And they are 25%, not 75% wool, 25% nylon. It doesn't have colorways, but obviously they're just this red and white, and I have a ton of them, so I'm thinking some colorwork socks, maybe colorwork mittens with these as well. It is German yarn, imported from Germany, distributed, out of Petaluma, California, and Milford, Massachusetts. Milford, yeah. But yeah, I'm super excited about all of my giant stash of red and white sock yarn. Next, I have another $1 bag of pink and Taupe sock yarn. And this is German sock yarn as well, and these actually have price tags on them for $5.25 each. These are 80% virgin wool, 20% Swiss nylon. Oh, it's Swiss yarn. I lied, it's not German. And these actually come with the like reinforcement thread. And all of them that have the bands, the ball bands, have the reinforcement thread. There's a couple skeins that look like they've been used. This doesn't have it. And then there's some pink, darker, like dustier pink as well. Those don't have it. But I am super excited to use these. And unfortunately, these and the red and the white don't really go together, but you know, that just means more pairs of socks. And then I have another one, which is this. This came in the same dollar bag, but it's not really the right color. Oh, the shade is Pale Jade. And this is a 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon as well. And I'm super, super, super happy with these. I did not need any more sock yarn, but for $1 for all of these, who could say no? And then, last yarny bit, last yarny bit is, I'm going to say this is a cone of wool, because it's very scratchy wool. But it is just this gorgeous forest green, and it's definitely wool. It's very prickly. And again, I was thinking some felted slippers, something I could use this for, or some like bags. There's a Cheez-It in this bag. That's hilarious. But yeah, some probably felted slippers or some mittens or something where the scratchiness won't really affect me. And yeah, that's all of my yarny goodness. So I think in total I probably spent, that was $1.50. This green came with the green cone. $2.50 on all of that yarn. So yeah, I had so much fun. So if you don't want to see any of the fabric that I picked up, I will look forward to talking to you again, and I hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye! And if you're still with me, then we're going to get into the massive amount of fabric that I bought. First things first is I'm going to show you these two things, which are the same, they're just different colors, but I thought they were so awesome. It is a sewing kit for a duffel bag, and it's this medium-sized one here. They're both this medium size. And they had these for $5, so I got them for $2.50. But it comes, you really can't see anything, I'm sorry. It comes with the fabric, the spools of thread, the strap material. It comes with absolutely everything. The zipper, everything. Actually, there's 2 zippers because there's a zippered pouch on the outside. So I got it in this kind of gray color. And then the other one they had was this blue. And I couldn't just grab one because if I make it and I like it, then I have one for me and one for my husband. I'll get those out of the way because they're crinkling. But I thought that was awesome. And I've always wanted to make like a duffel bag, but the thought of going and purchasing, you know, a specific zipper for that, specific like strap fabric for that, specific, you know, rivets and this and that, and oh, it just seemed like it would be way more expensive than just going and buying the darn duffel bag. So for $2.50 a piece, I just couldn't pass that up. Next is my giant haul of fabric, which I'm just going to go through really quickly because I've got a yard of this. This is kind of like canvasy thick, so I'm thinking either bag, like bottoms to bag, project bags, or some shorts or something. Ooh, this one doesn't have a price. This is another like twill fabric. This, I think if there's enough, I'd love to make a dress out of this. It's really heavyweight. Of course, project bag bottoms, you know. This one is outdoor fabric, and I love the colors in this, and the fabric, it is gorgeous. If I don't make bags with this, I might make like pillows or something, pillow covers for like my couch. We'll stick with the thick fabric. Actually, most everything that I got is thicker. I got this to make some shorts. It's denim, and I just love it. So I'm thinking either some shorts. I bought a shorts pattern off of Etsy. If I remember to, I'll link the designer below, or her Etsy shop below, so you can see. But yeah, I love these. So if either shorts or a skirt for that, and then some heavier weight cotton fabric, probably bag bottoms as well, or just bag linings. Again, some heavier weight fabric. This is actually wool, like a wool blend. And I only have a yard, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I might do just bag bottoms, project bag bottoms with this, if I can't make a garment or something out of it. Then, this is some slightly stretchy cotton. I believe it's cotton. It's upside down. You see that I got 3 yards of it. I was thinking maybe a dress with it. It's a really pretty dusty pink. Then I got this half yard of, it's like a suede-y feel, but it's not suede. And it looks like there's way more than a half yard here. So I think I'm going to make a Ogden cami with this. I love the color. And then I got some stretchy ribbed, look how much stretch this has, rib knit gray, probably just a shirt. It's pretty thick as well. And then 2 yards of this, it says it's skirt fabric, and I just love it, and I would probably make a skirt with this. Let me pile all of this back in my box. Alright, and then I have some stuff in some baggies to show you, which I'm not going to take out of the baggies, I'm just going to show you through it, so I'll try and not crinkle it. This says assorted fancy fabrics. But all I could think of were project bags with this stuff. So, and it's some of it's super slinky and silky, so either project bags for the stuff that's not slinky and silky, and then maybe some like patchwork, depending on how much is in there. It'd be like a striped cami or something like that. And then I bought some Christmas fabric, because who could say no to these cats? And I'm thinking I'm going to cut the panels out and so make project bags and sew these on. But come on, I love them. And then this one is a complete set for Christmas stockings, and I can make 4 stockings with this. So I think I'm going to make, I was going to knit my husband and I some stockings, but sewing them sounds way faster, and I really like that idea. So yeah, that is all I got at the rummage sale. I think I spent $18 total. I paid with a 20 and told them to keep the change, so technically I spent $20. But it goes to a great cause, and I will definitely be going back. I've never had a chance to actually go to the rummage sale before, because typically I would work on weekends, or just didn't realize that it was that weekend. So yeah, I'm really happy with what I got, and I can't wait to make some socks out of that yarn, because especially this one, this is so soft. And I mean, it does say that it is superwash extra fine merino, so of course it's soft, but oh my gosh, so yay! Super excited for that. I think that's about it. I will let you guys go, so you can have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, week, everything, all of the above. And hopefully next time I've got some finished socks to show you, maybe a sleeve done on my flea cardigan, and if not, then we can just chat about nothingness. So I will let you go now, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. Bye!